Hi, welcome to the lesson 1 in which we are learning basics of C++ programming. So in this lecture we are going to get introduced to operators in C++. There are different types of operators in C++ like arithmetic operators, assignment operators, relational operators, logical operators and etc. So let's have a look at the arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are plus, minus, divide, and multiply. So for example, if you want to multiply or add something, you will use the arithmetic operators. Let's say we have integer a is equals to 10, integer b is equals to 20, and we want to print the sum of these two variables. So we will say a plus b and print out the result. And let's say we want to print the multiplication of these two, so we will print out this. And if we want to divide both of them, and you will see a 0. So why do we have a 0? Because when you multiply integer by integer or you divide integer by integer, the result is going to be an integer. Since 10 divided by 20 will generate a result like 0 point something, so that's why you will get the result of 0, because 0 is the only integer part in the result. So we can use the concept of typecasting here. So we will say float and change one of our data type into float. So you will get the result into 0.5. So this is how you can utilize the concept of float as well. One of the key concept was that when you are dividing something and you are expecting a result of float, so use a float data type to hold the data, and also in division, numerator or either denominator. So what are logical operators? Logical operators are basically based on and, or, and not logic. In logic gates topic, some of you guys must have heard about AND gate, NOR gate, OR gate. Those are logic gates. So let's have a look how do they work. So for example, if I have Cout true and true. So when you have both true values and in between them you have an AND operator, means an AND gate, you will get the result as true. So this is true. 1 represent true. Now let's say if you are still using the AND gate and you use the false operator, false keyword, you will get a 0. Instead of this, if you were using the OR operator, you will get a true result. So this is how you can use these logical operators. These can be very useful when you are dealing with if-else conditions as well. Now let's talk about relational operator. Relational operators are used to show the relation between two comparisons. For example, if I have a variable a is equals to 10, integer b is equals to 20. Now let's say Cout a is greater than b. So a is not greater than b. So this relational operator will gives us an output of 0. Let's have a look. Okay, so we have some problem here. Okay, so we have to use some brackets over here. Let's use. Okay, so you have to separate them from bracket because you are using these brackets here as well. So that's why you have to separate it with the help of these parentheses. Now let's say if I write here as a is less than b, then it will generate an output of 1. As you guys can see, this is the output of 1. But in programming, how do you represent an equal sign? For equality, you will use two equal signs. So this means check whether A is equals to B. So A is not equals to B, we will get 0. So these are relational operators which can relate some two conditions or some variables, or to check some sort of situation whether it is true or not. So these can be also very handy for your if else conditions or like while loops etc. in future. So this was the brief introduction about operators in C++. So basically operators are special kind of symbols that will perform some special operations like relational comparisons or arithmetic operations, etc. So I guess you have got a basic introduction of operators in C++ language. We will study these topics in more depth in future. For now, this was enough introduction.